Welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. I'm David Ward with the New Vision program at Goodwill, bringing you this topic this week about new Amazon devices. That's right. There's a big announcement this fall, 2019, about new Amazon devices, Echoes, and the like. So in this episode, we're going to be talking a lot about those, and maybe you can figure out whether one's really ideal for you or a way to expand your smart home. But until we get into the details and the nitty-gritty of all that, we're going to go to a brief break that tells you a little more about our podcast, and then I'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Hello, welcome back. So, if this is your first time listening, once again, I'm David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill. And in this episode, we're going to be, as I mentioned earlier, highlighting new devices that were released in the fall of 2019 from Amazon, different Echo-related devices. So, namely, things connected with, and you might want to mute your microphone because I'm going to be saying the A name a lot, and I don't want to trigger everybody's Amazon Echo at home. So if that's the case, you might want to hit the little silhouetted microphone on your Amazon Echo with a slash through it, and that'll shut her ears off. She'll make a thump sound, and she won't be listening anymore. That way, when I'm doing the demonstrations, or actually we probably won't be doing hardly any demonstrations during this episode, but we're just going to be talking about the A-Lady a lot, so I don't want to trip up your Echo. Okay? All right, so we'll press on. So what about the new devices that were released? So in the fall here of 2019, a whole slew of Amazon announcements came out about the Echo. So in years past with our podcast, we've talked about the Dot, we've talked about the Show, we've talked about the Pringle can, both the first generation and second generation. But our new devices are now, and I'm just going to kind of run down through a list here. The new traditional Echo, the Pringle can that shrunk a little bit, still cloth. It's all cloth now. Different colors you can get it in. Third generation, that's around the $99 price point. And this is all United States figures, by the way. Of course, you have the Echo Dot, but this one's kind of cool. You have the Echo Dot Clock. Yeah, I'm tempted to get one of these. It's $59, somewhere around the $59 price point, I think. And, with seasonal sales and the like, a lot of this stuff will be marked down as well, so you might want to check. But the Echo Dot Clock looks just like a traditional Echo Dot, the new cloth edition, where it has like a cloth around the exterior, except on one side, on the front side, it has a little LED clock, like an alarm clock beside your bed. So that's pretty cool. And also, I don't know if it's a button. I couldn't quite figure it out if it's touch sensitive. But apparently if you slap the top of it too, that'll be like the equivalent of hitting the snooze button. So that's pretty cool. So that's only about $10 more than the original Echo Dot. You have also what's called the Echo Auto. Now this is a very interesting device. It's around the $49 price point. This was kind of in a limited beta, but now I think anybody can get it now. And it's an Echo designed to be installed more or less or mounted on your dashboard in your car. And at least I think, in some form or fashion, put in your car such that you can ask the A-Lady or Alexa questions while you're going down the road or driving directions or whatever, right? And it connects to the internet over a Bluetooth connection, ideally, I think, through your smartphone. That's the idea behind that. I've heard some negative reports about that not working too well, but I don't have any firsthand experience with it yet. We, of course, also have the traditional Echo Dot. That's $49. So, it's minus the clock feature we mentioned earlier. I didn't write down the generation for that, but I would say it has to be probably the third generation, if not more. Now we're going to over into the Show series, and that's ones that have built-in screens. So you have the Echo Show 5. That was announced prior to the announcements in the fall, so that's been out a wee bit longer, and I believe that's somewhere around an $89 price point. And it has a camera as well, and all that kind of stuff. I even done video conferencing with my mother over one. You have the Echo Show 8-inch model, or 8. It's called the Echo Show 8, and that's a revised model too. And I think the price in that model is $129, somewhere around that price point. Only difference primarily that I know of is mostly screen size. And then you have the Echo Show, and this is listed as second generation, but it has a 10-inch screen, so it's bigger than the 8, obviously. It has the extra 2 inches. And that one's around a $229 price point, but I think it's typically listed just as Echo Show second gen on Amazon's website. You do have some new premium audio options in the Echo Studio, which deals with hi-fi audio. That's a real competitor like the Apple offering, the HomePod, but it's $199, which is significantly cheaper than the HomePod. I haven't heard one, so, I've never heard both of them, so I couldn't really tell you. But Amazon also is debuting a new high-fidelity internet streaming service, which is even higher than the one they've previously offered. So that's kind of geared towards that. And there's other additional hi-fi audio options that come on that unit as well. This one is really kind of interesting. This is called the Echo Flex and has like a $24, $25 price point, $24.99, I think. And it basically it has no cord. It just plugs into a wall outlet. Kind of think of like one of those air fresheners or night lights that just plugs in to an outlet. And I believe it even has an extension of the outlet on the outside, so you could plug in another thing. You're not losing an outlet necessarily, I think. And it also has, I think, a USB port, perhaps 2 USB ports on it. Can't quite remember. But that way you could charge a phone or a tablet or something. But in that little wall outlet kind of extension thingy there, it looks like kind of like an air freshener or whatever you plug into your wall, is Alexa compatible. It has microphones, so you can give a voice command to it. And it even has a button so you can turn the microphone off. And it has a little itty bitty speaker in the thing. So that's kind of cool. So like even in a garage environment or somewhere down in a basement where you maybe you don't have a good place to put the Echo or whatever, you can still just get one of these little basically $25 Echo Flexes and plug it in. And so that's kind of potentially really cool. I haven't tried that one yet either, but I think I'm going to have to just get one just to try it. It also allows for additions to it, like little modules that can be added onto it, which I think are somewhere around $14.99. Like there's a night light thing you can add to it. And I think there's also a motion sensor thing that can be added to it. So it's kind of designed to kind of be extended beyond what it normally does as well. So that's pretty cool. Now, in the category of, before I get into like the beta-like items, I'll talk about the Echo Buds. So you have Bluetooth earbuds these days that are very popular in a lot of the tech press, like the Apple AirPods. Or even Microsoft has released some now, they have. But Amazon has these two called Echo Buds, and they have Alexa built into them that they can connect to your smartphone and over Wi-Fi over the Bluetooth, and they can basically you can query Alexa through these earbuds. And I think they also give you the additional versatility. I don't remember exactly how you do it, that you can also trigger the virtual assistant that's built into your phone as well. So if that was an iPhone, it would be Siri. If it was an Android phone, it would be the Google Assistant. So that's I think around $129 price point. Now into what would be classified as, or I'll classify as like beta items. These are like, I think you have to get on a waiting list and apply for these, but the Echo Frames and the Echo Loop. So the Echo Frames are basically glasses that have a microphone built into them and allow you to ask Alexa questions. And they're battery operated, battery powered, modular. And then the Loop is basically it's like a ring you would wear on your finger that has a tiny itty bitty speaker and a tiny little microphone, and you can give it commands as well. And you might want to check all the details on that. I don't know how loud or anything some of that stuff works exactly, or if it's using anything special like bone conduction. I don't think the frames are, but very interesting devices nonetheless. So that basically wraps up all the different various Echo devices. There are some other cool things in the appliance category we might cover in a future episode, but that just gives you a brief idea about some of the new devices that were released by Amazon. All right, so that will bring this episode to a close, but we thank you for listening. It's time to turn your microphone back on your Amazon Echo, and I'm David Ward for the New Vision program at Goodwill, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.